Hey there. I don't know if you can see, you probably can't even see me because it's dark in here. We're in the Tonga Hut, which is one of LA's oldest tiki bars. And so, I don't know, maybe it was before they invented light. Who knows? Of course, as soon as I start talking, it gets all quiet in here and people start staring. But they have a fantastic jukebox in here. So, and I'm enjoying a fantastic Tonga Hut, Tonga Punch in this here big bowl. And yeah, so we're here, like I said, at the Tonga Hut. This was one of the oldest, when I say the oldest, longest running tiki bars. We talked about that before, all these different places with all their heritage and all the whatnot. And the Tonga Hut was here, and then it sort of faded away into sort of an old man dive bar, and then it came back. Some tiki aficionados, a bunch of people decided, hey, we need to bring this back, and now it's actually back to most of its original glory. So yeah, come on down and check it out if you have the chance. We decided to come here tonight because no one else wanted to let us be at their bar, because we've made enemies everywhere we go, and like that, this is one of the few that's left. So could be because I always order the drinks for two. And this is actually a very good one. So what are we doing here tonight? Well, we're here. I'm drinking. I don't know about you guys. Tonight is 2 drink minimum Tuesday. So I hope you guys have all gotten started. You should have already had one by now. If you haven't, I'm disappointed. Because if you were waiting for me, I'm not sure what you were waiting for. Because you could, this whole thing could be going a lot smoother if you Boozeketeers were boozing it up already. But so what are we talking about tonight? What are we doing? Why are we here? Well, I'm not entirely certain, because it's Tuesday, and you guys are here with me, you Boozeketeers. You tune in, and you watch, and like I said, I'm keeping up with my pledge that someday, I think that last week's, I summed it up very well when I said that with me, well, I think with Cocktales of Tiki King, where quality is a thing of the past. So hey, before I forget, share the program with your friends. The more people who watch this, the less lonely you guys will feel. So you can, then it's a culpability. People go, you watch that show? You go, yeah, so do like 6 other people. You know. But share this program with your friends. Tell them to watch it. Tell them to write to Do Good Distilleries and get me a sponsorship. We were talking about that earlier too. We're gonna get that thing going. So what are we talking about tonight? So we were on our way here. We were just talking about bar stuff, and one of the subjects that came up was liquor laws. And there's a lot of weird liquor laws out there, and I'm glad that it's not illegal for me to be drinking this bowl. If for 2 for me. I actually heard when we were in Trader Sam's last week that they won't serve you the bowl if you're just one person. But I'm pretty sure Turk did it, because I don't think they'd refuse him. So yeah, liquor laws. There's a whole bunch of weird liquor laws out there. There's things that some that will keep you out of trouble, and some that will get you in trouble if you need that to happen. One of the ones that was strange, I think I've talked about it before, is Nevada, because they have some of the more comforting liquor laws, I might say. But there's two of them that come to mind. One is that, if you're in Nevada, if you're in Las Vegas, it's actually legal to be drunk in public. In California, it's not. If you can drink yourself into a stupor, but as soon as you take that stupor outside, they might arrest it and you. So you gotta know your laws, because ignorance of the law is best done with beer. So in Las Vegas, you can be drunk in public, and they won't arrest you because they consider that to be a health problem, not a social problem. So booze it up. Go to Las Vegas, booze it up on the streets, and then someday you'll be marching along in the middle of the night with a giant Mardi Gras beads and a yard-long margarita, like a Viking, taking over that town. I'll tell you. So the other thing, which goes along with how I said that there's some can get you in trouble and some keep you out of trouble. One that did both very well is that they don't. There's no last call. You go there, you're in Vegas. You just keep drinking until you tell yourself to stop, which can be a problem for some of us. But we found it when we were at the games there. We went to Frankie's, and we were having ourselves a grand old time, and we were drinking drinks and telling tales and lying and fighting and breaking bottles over each other's heads and all that sort of thing. And it was going on. And I thought, I think it was Aaron said, "What time is when is last call? How come you haven't called last call?" And we're like, "I don't know. It must be early." So we just kept going. Well, and then it occurred to us that we were the only ones there, and we thought, well, it must be getting close to 2 because people have cleared out. And so we went to the bartender and said, "Hey, what time is it?" And it turned out it was 4 in the morning, which we had to be on site, I think, at 8 at the gig that we were doing. So that one both aided in our mischief and caused us a little bit of trouble. Not immediately. That didn't come till later, But so just be aware of the laws, because if you're in Nevada and you stop drinking at 2, that's your fault, and you're the only one to blame at that point. But there's some that have surprised me. Some liquor laws. One of the ones which I recently found out about is that I used to collect. I call them airliners, miniatures, right? And they're 1.5 ounce bottle. If you don't know, for those of you who don't know, and I'd be really surprised if you Boozeketeers were not clued into minis. So a mini bottle is generally 1.5 ounces of alcohol. It's a shot. Comes in a little container. You can get it at the liquor store, ranging anywhere from 99 cents to up to $10. If you're getting absinthe, it's going to cost you like 18. But you're probably not going to do absinthe on the plane because they don't have the sugar cubes, and it gets complicated. But so minis. So I always keep a few minis. I know some other Boozeketeers who their luggage has I know some Boozeketeers where their luggage actually has a separate container filled with minis. But we also call them airliners because when you go on the plane and you order a drink, that's what they give you. They give you airliners. But one of the things, so Utah, airliners are illegal. They're contraband completely. So if you need them, get them before you go to Utah. Because contrary to popular belief, you can buy all kinds of booze in Utah, but you can't buy airliners. That's the thing. So like I said, know your laws and exploit them. And, if they arrest you, just tell them you're a Boozeketeer and they'll look at you funny. So in airliners, here's the thing. I have known people who will take their own airliners on the airplane and order a drink and then booze it up themselves, which is certainly more affordable. I mean, airline drink, strangely enough, do you know drinking on an airline is actually one of the cheaper places to drink? You figure it's $7 for a drink. That's not bad. Most bars, airline, you go to the airport bar, you're gonna be paying like, $12 for the same drink you could have had on the plane for $7. So, so you bring an airliner, but here's the thing. Well, before you fly, go to the airline's website and look at what they serve, because different airlines serve different alcohols. My favorite, Southwest generally has Wild Turkey, which is one of my favorites, not because it's necessarily all that good, but I figure Hunter S. Thompson drank it, and that's good enough for me. Plus, it's 101 proof, so when you're talking about bang for your buck, that's the way to go. But, so if you're going to fly Southwest, you stop off at in my town, it's Ernie's Liquors. They got them for 99 cents. So you can stock up on Wild Turkey, order a free ginger ale on the airline, and go to town. Well, maybe not town. You'll go to the airport eventually. But you'll get there in a better state than you left, which, depending on what state you're flying to, could be two things. Because I've been on boozing it up on the plane and ended up in a different state, which is double. So you get bonus points for that. Also, so I should ask at this point, at this juncture, you people, my friends, those who will tell me honestly my mistakes and catalog them and then make a collage, how do I sound? Because we were experimenting with a new microphone system here at Cocktales at Tiki King, and hopefully you'll be able to hear me as I can go different places, and it's not going to change or fade out. Theoretically, I don't know. They may be going, There's no sound. What are you doing? This whole time, I have no idea. Talking to myself, which is not unusual. But anyway, so if somebody could say, "Why, you sound fabulous," that would be good, because then we'd know that you can hear me. Especially because it's kind of loud in here. Oh, it did? Oh, well, see there? I don't know what's happening. If producer Maggie is treating me as though I have any idea what's going on. I don't know. That's good, though. Okay, so it is working? Fantastic. That makes me happy, because now I don't have to yell at the people in the other booth and have them stare at me, which is what's been happening most of this time, because I'm kind of looking over the camera at some other people, and I think they think I'm talking to them, and they keep smiling nervously, which is not unusual for me, because that happens wherever I go. But anyway, so yeah, let's see. I saw some lights go by, hopefully, so you guys can hear me. But yeah, so with this, here's the cool thing too, is that we're thinking about, we can get an extension cord, and then we can like pan out and zoom in, and then do the pan out and zoom in at the same time to be like scary. The Overlook Hotel, down the alley, down the hallway thing, because it might add dramatic effect, which you people are aficionados of dramatic effect. I know. Boozeketeers, you can tell a quality Boozeketeer by their dramatic effect. I don't even know what that means. Oh, tacos and burritos. Hey, if you guys want some tacos and burritos, they got them outside right now. So, yeah. So here we go. They're strobe lighting the sign. This is craziness going on. Whoa. So anyway, so liquor laws. So we're looking up the liquor laws. And like I said, contrary to popular, so Nevada, easiest. Nevada, get drunk where you want, when you want, how you want. You can just do it up there. There is one thing that's kind of sad. The liquor laws are laxing, but the prices seem to be making up for it, because Nevada is no longer the haven of cheap booze like it used to be. It used to be you could just pull a couple slots and get free drinks. And I'm not talking about slot machines necessarily. You gotta find the right waitress. No, it used to be if you sat down at the slot machine, you could like drink all night and drop 8 quarters in the thing and have a good time, and maybe win your money, maybe lose some money, but you'd win ultimately because they'd come by and give you drinks. And they don't do that anymore. Oh, well, they do, but you have to play. It's like you're playing and you've dropped it seems like you dropped like $15 and then they come by with like a Bud Light. Here you go, sir. And I'd say go to the liquor store, buy minis for 99 cents, and that same $10, we could all win. I don't know, can you bring your own booze into the casino? That's something I don't know about. I might have to look into it. If anyone knows, in Nevada, can you bring your own booze into the casino? Because you can walk around the streets with a yard-long Mai Tai all day long. You can go down Fremont Street slurping adult Slurpees until you throw them up under the table with your friends and nobody's the wiser. But I don't know, can you go casino to casino with outside booze? Because that might be the way to do it. Mix up your own martinis out in the elevator as you're going over the strip with because travel bar, we talked about that. That might be the way to go, because a martini in Vegas is going to cost you like 10 bones. So think of that, $10 you could, if you planned ahead and went to like Costco, you could make like 100 martinis for the same price. Maybe not 100. How big's it's like 32-ounce bottle, so 32 Mai Tais. No, martinis. What am I talking about? This is a good drink, I gotta say. It's confusing me. Last episode, as you may recall, it's hard to time travel in the dark. As you may recall, last we saw them, they were in a Red Robin in Utah. What happened then? So Utah, you can get booze in Utah, booze it up all you want, but there are some rules you've got to follow. And as Boozeketeers, like I said, I think you need to know the laws. So one of the things about Utah is if you go to the store, right, you're making a liquor run, right? You've left the hotel. You need salties and some booze. If you go into like the gas station, you're gonna see all your favorite beers. You're gonna walk in there. The lights are gonna come on. It's gonna be like El Dorado, and you're gonna see all of those boozes in there, just icy cold and beckoning you. and you're going to grab a 12-pack and ring it up, and it'll cost you $13, and you'll go up to your hotel room like with a little lilt in your step because you're all excited because you got booze in Utah at the gas station. And you'll drink that whole 12-pack and wonder, what's happening to me? I'm in Utah. And it turns out, you know what happened? The beer in Utah in the gas station or in the supermarket where it's cold is 3.2. 3.2 ABV. So here's the thing. You're saying, but Tiki King, what do we do? What do we do? Well, you got to plan ahead. Because you go to the state store, and at the state store, they sell full-strength beer and wine and all that stuff. But it's not cold. That's the law. The whole of the law is it cannot be cold. Because I guess it's a ready-to-drink kind of thing. It's like they consider it serving alcohol if it's cold. And if you're just buying alcohol, it's weird. It's convoluted. But the truth of the matter is, if you go to the state store, you can buy your favorite boozes, and they're going to be warm, and you got to take them to the hotel and put them in the fridge. And hopefully you brought backups that were already cold to drink in the meantime, because I know you Boozeketeers are impatient when it comes to boozing it up. But if you want it cold, here's the other thing, is that it's kind of like like Sessions beers, which are beers that they make. I didn't know what the whole thing is, but they make them. It's they're kind of like light beers, less alcohol, because they say you can drink a whole bunch in one session. And I thought, that's the funny thing is, when I read that, I was like, so you're making them less alcohol so you can drink a whole bunch in one session. And I'm kind of wondering what the point of that is. That's like going to the gym and they have some exercise machine that's really easy. And they go, here, we made this one really easy so you can do it for a long time. I don't get it. That doesn't make sense to me. But anyway, so plan ahead, get your warm booze, chill it out, chill yourself out, have a good time in Utah. The laws have changed. Things are good. They took down the fences. People walk around with parasols. There's confetti. It's good. So, but know your laws, like I said, because there are some weird things that that you may. Oh, if you go to Massachusetts, if you're going out there, you got to know. I got to tell you, no happy hour. It's illegal. No happy hour, and it's technically illegal to have drinking games. So if you go to Massachusetts, it's a hard one. I gotta lube up my linguistics. If you go out to Mass, just remember, no beer pong, no quarters, no happy hour. I think out there you just booze it up and keep your mouth shut. And they'll tell you, if you go up to the bar, they'll tell you, hey, booze it up, keep your mouth shut. They're like that. They're tough. But yeah, so I thought that was a weird one. So there you go. There's some things that, I always say it's sort of like the airlines. If you're going someplace, know the laws, because it can benefit you, it can harm you. But if you're prepared, it's like the Boy Scouts. That's why the Boy Scouts always carry minis with them. I don't know if you know that. They call it snake bite kits because you're not supposed to drink when you're a Boy Scout. That's another thing. So now I can't remember where it is. We were talking. I think it's Portugal. The drinking age is 15. So if they have Portuguese Boy Scouts, they can carry booze in their canteens, and no one's going to get upset about it. And India, you got to be 25. So if you're excited because you're 21 now and you're going to celebrate by going to India and drinking Cobra whiskey, don't do it, because you got 4 more years. 4 more years. You don't want. That's the thing. You don't want to be chanting about drinking age. 4 more years. 4 more beers, maybe. 4 more beers. 4 more beers. So there. That was one of the things. We're just this bulletin just in. Apparently, the dead are returning to life and eating the flesh of the living. No, that's the zombies episode, which may come later. It may come at another time. I don't know. Apparently, so if you're in Vegas, I don't know if I should tell people, because then they're all going to go there and they're gonna sleep up all the rooms and they're gonna eat all the steaks and stuff. No, there's a place called the El Cortez, and you can still gamble and get free drinks like the old days, except if you gamble and or drink too much and become a gangster, someone will kill you. But that's the price you pay. If you're going to booze it up and wear a fedora, and say things like, like that, it might get you killed, but you'll be drunk when it happens. So it's a win-win. For somebody, I guess. I don't know why. I don't know. Oh, and so another thing. We also talked about last week. Am I doing too much? Last week. We talked about the week before, in which we did a synopsis of the previous episodes, which were mostly about things that happened before that. No, so when we were in the Red Robin drinking sweet tart cocktails and onion rings, they had a tower of onion rings that we never finished because they asked me, do you want the 7 or the 14? And I figure when it comes to onion rings, it's like booze. Don't you want more? I thought I did, but so we're in there trying to finish the onion rings and drinking the Mai Tais and the zombies and oh, by the way, we had a good time. When we left, there was people. The servers were singing and dancing around out there, and there was mayhem. And one guy just like left without clocking out. It was crazy. So we talked about critiquing. I talked about the importance of making sure that if you know of a place that is cool, that you make sure other people know who are in the know, with the nose touching, in the know. Because here's the thing. So, which is two things. Here's the things. So last night we were driving around and we said, hey, it's Mai Tai Monday at Damon's, right? They got the $4 Mai Tai at Damon's on Monday nights, which is a good thing because they're cheap, but you get to drink them, which you get to do in other places too. I'm not saying that when they're more expensive you can't drink them. I'm just saying that when you go to Damon's on Monday, they're $4. But which actually one time me and Kurt found ourselves stuck in Los Angeles on a Sunday night, and we had to be there till Tuesday, right? So we're there, and we had the hotel, and at first we were just drinking beer in the hotel because we thought, it's cheap. But then we thought, let's just go down to Damon's. We'll have a Mai Tai or two, because there's still happy hour where they're like, I think they're like $5, which is a deal. But then Mondays, $4. So we had nothing to do on Monday, and we thought, why, we've each got like $20, right? So we could hunker in and drink at least 5 Mai Tais. And then we got invited to a party and it didn't happen. So someday, that's a challenge that we're going to spend an entire Monday in Damon's from when they open to when they close, drinking $4 Mai Tais and just see how much we can get from the man. It'll be like we were going to do that at Denny's one time, just see how long we could stay there until they threw us out for only ordering French fries and coffee. But anyway, so I've digressed. I don't have do I have a digressing movement? I've digressed. So last night we're in Damon's because it's Mai Tai Monday, right? So, and I figured $4, I could get pretty boozed up for $12 to get started. So sitting next to us was this fellow who was wearing a very fine Hawaiian shirt. It was a nice thing. It was covered in tiki mugs. It wasn't what I'd seen before though, and I kept staring at him because I didn't have my glasses on, so I mostly just sort of scowled at him, and he pretended not to see me a lot and was looking at his phone, and finally I had to slap the phone out of his hand. He said, "Look at me." So finally I said, sorry, I don't mean to be all like weird and everything, but that's a very fine shirt. I'm enjoying it. And he was like, "Oh, thanks," And he said, "Well, you look like you're certainly, ready for this place," because I was, of course, wearing a Hawaiian shirt as I do. And I said, "No, this is pretty much how I dress all the time." And we started talking, and he was this fun fellow who was actually he was like, "Yeah, I have some clients that I need to take out for drinks," and I thought, what's better than tiki bar? And I was like, oh, definitely. So we started talking about tiki bars, and I turned him on to critiquing, which that's now coming back around, full circle of life, with the lions and the monkeys and whatnot, which, because Damon's, their thing is monkeys. So I said, oh, there's this. He started asking me about different tiki bars, and we had this great conversation just about where to go get boozed up on fine tropical cocktails if you need to get your clients greased up so you can tell them what to do and they'll do it. And it was interesting because there's a couple of things. One, because there, it was just like there we were, and he was wearing an interesting shirt, and I commented. I didn't figure we were going to talk about nothing. I just want to say, hey, nice shirt. But he turned out to be this fun guy, and we talked about jobs and talked about drinking and talked about tiki bars and shirts, and he had a pretty good knowledge of Hawaiian shirts, and we talked about rain spooners, which if you're a Hawaiian shirt person, you know what I'm saying. So it was a good time, but one of the things is that I passed on. He said, well, I'm going out to New York, and I've been trying to figure out where I should go tiki-wise. And I thought, my first thought was, Otto's Shrunken Head, but I don't know if that's there anymore. But I said, hey, go to Kritiki, Kritiki.com. You can enter your location, and it's going to tell you where to go. That's the thing. The weird is when I do it, it always says hell. I don't know what that is, but... So there you go. That's stuff and things. And okay, like I said. So we were up in. That's another thing. Wait. No, that has nothing to do with anything. Never mind. You people just mind your own business. I'm watching you. So I think that's pretty much. I wasn't prepared. I'm still not prepared. But have I ever been prepared? I feel like if I was prepared, I'd let you people down. I just have to ramble weird nonsense off the top of my head. So I did realize one bit of nonsense that I haven't rambled, and that I sometimes ramble for no particular reason. But go to the websites. Go to tikiking.com. Go to tikiking.info, and one of the reasons, and I say to go there, it's a different Tiki King experience. Join the Paradise Club. There's benefit in it for you and me. You get good stuff. You get to you get benefits, which is more than you get at some places. Some places you have to work to get benefits. All you have to do at tikiking.info is give me money, and I'm not gonna say they're good benefits, but so once again, for those of you on the street, word on the street is you can get a Boozeketeer button without having to send a self-addressed stamped envelope. I'm wondering my P.O. box. I haven't been home in a little while, and my P.O. box may be jammed full of people wanting their buttons. To you people, I say be patient, because patience is a virtue, and the virtuous get the worm, I think is how the saying goes. So if you like worms and buttons, mind your own business, you'll get one. But if you are in the wild and you see me, and I have a button, you can identify yourself by the secret password. And this week's password. Whoa, got all quiet as soon as I said password. Now everyone here's gonna know. I'm not gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about something else. So I was drinking this drink, and there was booze in it and whatnot and so forth, and that stuff and the other, and news reports of people drinking out of fountains for no reason, and water balloons. They don't make them out of latex anymore because of the laws. So don't wear sunscreen and coral reefs. Okay, now it sounds bad. So this week's password, we're going for a piratey theme because we're pirates, aren't we all? Aren't we all big, just sailing the seas and cutlasses and big-bottomed anarchists and all wide-eyed with the skull and crossbones and the whatnot? So this week's password is piratey themed, and it's going to be pieces of 8. And so you just come up to me and say, "Yo, Tiki King, what would it take to get a piece of 8?" And you won't get one, but you may get a Boozeketeer button if you're lucky, and if I'm lucky, and if we're all lucky, then someday this world will make sense. It's a crazy place, and I'm hoping to make it crazier with the little things I do. So there you go, Boozeketeers. I think this is a night. It's an evening. It was morning and it was evening on whatever episode this is, because I can't remember. It's either 39 or 40, but either way, you get 2 digits when you look it up on YouTube. Not like the old days when it was 1 digit, because that's a bonus. It's a benefit for sticking around this whole time. I'm giving you 2 digits. And with that, thank you for tuning in. I want to say thank you to everybody who supports me with their nonsense or their booze. I want to say thank you to everyone who tunes in every week and who meets me in the wild and doesn't beat me up, which is more than I can say for most of my high school friends. But until we meet again, which will be in exactly 7 days and 25 hours maybe now. No, 23 hours. We're closer now, aren't we? 24.5 hours from now, I will see you all again, if not somewhere else. And if it is somewhere else, pretend not to know me and you'll get a lot further in life. So that's all I have to say. And with that, ask someone else.